Previously on Spectating. Don't be afraid to pull your BAP there, by the way. Your life. Oh, actually, your BAP survived. Pull your queen up. Get your queen out of there. Get your queen out of there. You know what you can do? Yep. As Lifeweaver, you have this ability to just pull your teammate out of that situation and hope they recognize that the position they were just in a bad spot. Pull your queen out of there, and I'm gonna explain why. There is a ult. Okay, so this on you. This is on you. People are gonna go, hey, how is that on me? The Junker Queen was out of position. You're not using your utility. If you have a pull and you're on Lifeweaver, that is a part of your team comp. I also want to point out, you still are leaving, like, you're let's say that this is the flower petal, right? But if you're not using it, you're not using your kit. When I play with good Lifeweavers in top 500, what they do is they take their petal and they place it. Now, the cooldown's automatically on, but what this does, you just go like this and go, whee! Like that. See that jump? I'm really agile. Where are they now? All right, so today's video, we are going to be watching a Where Are They Now video, part 2. So we recently had a part 2 recently. We're getting people who are basically submitting their second round of videos, which means that we've watched them now for the third time. So to give you a summary here, it's going to be a Lifeweaver, and their first VOD, they were Bronze 2. That was 17 months ago. They were Bronze 2. Last time we watched them, which was 14 months ago, they were Silver 4. So they climbed. So where are they now? Over a year later, we'll find out. They say, hello, hello. This was an extremely fun game. I wasn't playing the best on first point or first round, but I believe I picked it up as the game went on. I tried my best to implement all that you and chat taught me since my last reviewed game, from charging my heals more to pre-placing my petals, positioning and peeling for my other team whenever I could. I did use my tree in a panic sometimes, and that's something I tend to do, but I'm trying to fix the more I play. I tend to focus on pocketing someone too much sometimes. That's my other teammates die because of it, or let my other teammates die because of it, especially with my other support. In this case, our Zen, who kept getting dove by a ball and a Sombra. There were times where I could have saved grip or used it earlier than I should have to save a teammate. I hope you enjoyed this game, and all criticism is welcome. So, all right, let's see where you're at. Let's see if you've managed to climb from Silver 4 since the last time we watched you, and we'll see where that progression's at. Here we go. Some Lifeweaver. Lifeweaver is still a lot better than before. Like, I think Lifeweaver's actually underrated at times. Because you can definitely be more aggro. That's fine on the pole. Saving your Widow's fine there initially. Right? Like, there's no issue with that. Alright. Your team's getting too aggro there, so if your team dies there, that's your teammate's fault. But everything looks fine. Good job recognizing the Sombras there. Don't be afraid to have a petal out. I know you mentioned you've been putting your petals out a little bit more, but I want to see you have a bit more escape tool for your teammates. Alright?
I'll have some.
Alright, here we go. Codes reset on Tuesday. Yep. Because of the new season, or the new mid-season, that is. They replay codes reset. I mean, so far, like, you've mainly been fine with everything you're doing. Like, they're diving your back line, you're keeping your teammates alive. You're pulling when you can, they're being aggressive when they can, so... Yeah, so far, so good. Nothing, like, extravagant. Nice pull to save your teammate. Good job, you have tree coming up. Now, you mentioned earlier you panic tree sometimes. Don't be afraid to use your tree as, like, a space creator. I see a lot more really good... okay, I'm going to pause for the first time here. I know you want to damage there and you want to damage the Wrecking Ball, but, like, the reason why your Zenyatta ult that, I'm not saying that if you heal them, they won't ult that, but, like, you could have healed your Zen here rather than try to do, like, an extra 3 damage, and because you did that, your Zenyatta felt obligated to ult it because they weren't, like, they didn't basically trust that you would heal them at that time, and then now this is where you're at. So, you just got to be careful in that sense, right? See what happens. There you go. You can use your tree here. You can use your tree. I think being proactive with it here will be fine. I know you're down 1, but I think it's winnable. But you need to be a little bit more decisive with that play. Yeah, but you didn't use it in time. Now you're just going to reset, and they ulted first. So if you can see there, right? If you can see there, what happens is they ult first. And that's why I wanted to see if maybe you could use your tree to kind of be proactive in that situation. I've been seeing more Lifeweavers in ranked. And what they've been doing, at least in my games, is they start to use their tree like in a proactive like manner. It's like, okay, we want to control this part of the map. Let's pop tree. Now, obviously, you need to think about your tree a little bit more because they have both a Sombra and a Bastion. Sombra could EMP and take away half the tree. Bastion could shred the tree, right? Now, obviously, EMP, I wouldn't recommend EMP in it because like it's not as good as it used to be against tree, but I still find that there's a lot of Sombras that will EMP the tree, even though it's only going to be 50% of the damage of a tree. Still a lot, especially if the team is willing to follow up on it, but I think this is why you also need to be, once again, more proactive with your tree, because if you're waiting for the perfect moment, I'm going to be real with you, there isn't going to be many perfect moments against this team. Like this tree right here, I'm okay with. I have no problems with that, because now you have vision, they're all over the place, they're stuck, there's heals in this general area, what can they do? And you see that? Like your tree ult is the reason why the ult started like this. You open it up for the team. Leaving your pedal out for your teammates. Now you're giving it for your Zen. Perfect. Should be good. Yeah, you won't lose this. Keep your Zen alive. You can always pull your Zen if you need to. Perfect pull. Keeping him alive. Should be good there. Create a pedal. You can stay on the pedal for a while. The Sombra's going to go for you. They don't even hack you. I mean, they don't even hack the pedal. They hack you. That was certainly an EMP. Can't really save your Zen there. You got EMP. And like, it was like a weird EMP. It was like one you didn't expect. So, nice job. And you should have this. I mean, it's a 27-minute game. So unless they hold this point for 23 minutes, I think you're going to be fine. Okay, good job. Rough at times. Pedal usage has been better. One thing that I think that you need to remember is sometimes you can use your pedal and then pull somebody up. Not like pedal and then let the pedal go up. I find that Lifeweaver saved me a lot with that play, so don't be afraid to do the same thing. But good job with the proactive tree. I would have liked it to fight prior, but it is what it is. Like, it worked out. Yeah, I don't know why they EMP'd that one there. Like... you tried to save your Zen there, but they didn't know that. You don't need a tree this yet. About Allium, thanks to the tier 1. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Okay, not bad. There you go. Easy. Okay, now I would say use your tree more proactively, maybe to block a hallway or something, but also within the point. You know, I'm fine with it. I would have liked for it to land on top of the point at that point, so the way it moves with you, so that way your team can extend in. Right idea, you just missed it by like a second. Like you can put the tree on the card. But they did pop some ultimates and overextended. Make sure you look for your Zenyatta. Your Zenyatta needs help in a second. All right, so your job here is to keep your Zenyatta alive. I know you're on the cart. But regardless, you win if your Zenyatta stays alive there. You kind of lost track of them, and if they kill your Zen, that's on you. Yeah, you lost track of your Zen at a certain point there. Like, I don't think it's necessarily bad that you, like, didn't heal them for some of the time I was calling for it. But you do need to kind of keep your Zenyatta, like, at least in your vision. Because I think that if you keep saving your Zenyatta, it's actually going to be less likely they dive your Zenyatta. You mentioned that a lot of the time they dive your Zen, and you should have saved it for him. And that's a true statement, because not only does it save it for being able to make a play on him, or like being able to like prevent a play they're making, the more you save your Zenyatta during those backline pressures, the less likely they'll dive your Zen, which then opens the field up for your Zenyatta, and then makes it so you have a lot to worry about, less to worry about too. Good pull on the Zen. Now it's on your Zen. If your Zen doesn't go like position themselves into a wall and then dies there, that's going to be on them, right? Good job, a good play. Staying around here. Don't be afraid to take high ground shortly after this. They didn't do enough voice lines? Oh, true. I didn't think about that. My bad. Yeah, generally when I'm doing a spectator, that's the first thing I think of is, oh, there seems to be a lack of voice line usage here. Come on, what are you doing, Lifeweaver? Yep, they're leaving pedals down, which this was last time, which was a while ago, kind of towards, not when Lifeweaver released, but towards that time. That's a weird one. You got EMP'd. You didn't really know what to do. You kind of backed up. I think, like, one thing you can do in that situation is maybe stay near your team when you recognize they have these ultimates. Now, obviously, there's the flip side of that where, you know, your teammates kind of get rolled and, like, you don't get anything going. But I mean, your Sojourn kind of pops off here, so... What rank is this? We don't know. I have to guess. Pop the tree on cart. Put it on cart. Just guarantee this win. Guarantee the win. Just pop the tree. Yep. I would have even done it sooner than that. Just because, like, I don't want as many people to get to you. But hey, it worked. You got the point. So, for the most part, I think your trees have been correct. They've been misplaced ever so slightly a couple times, as in, like, I think you could have put them in better spots. I want you to think about this sometimes. Think of, like, your Lifeweaver tree as also a way to block line of sight. So, the first step is using it kind of proactively or aggressively. You're doing a good job of that. So, we're happy with that right now. But now think about what can it do to the other team. How can you block line of sight? How can you force them to have to either put their focus on the tree or run away? That's your next step. Whether it's to block a doorway, whether you put it on the cart so it moves with the cart, that's the important part. If you put it on top of the cart, it will move with the cart, which means that you can move with the map, right? As you cap more. So there's little things that you can do to make your tree a little bit better, a little bit more viable. Obviously, like, I don't think you play that bad. I thought there was a lot of great moments out of you. It's just more pointing out that there's more opportunity for those plays, is all I'm getting at. Are you going to pedal them up? Yes? Okay. Of course. So, I see what you're trying to do. Zenyatta's agreeing with you. Or they're just nodding at a wall. It's one of the two, I don't know. Alright, here we go. Good pre-pedal usage, yep. Which, I mean, that is clearly a night and day difference from the original VOD. Okay, here we go. Okay. I mean, you can't really... your teammates aren't resetting. Okay. All right, rough first point, but it is what it is. Okay. Wait for it. So far, this is just a wild sequence. So, like, what needs to happen here is, one, let's get a pedal up. There you go. Good job. Okay, number two. And this is where, like, nice play to save your Zen. What's happening to your team right now is you're just not slowing down. Okay? That's what's happening. You're just not slowing down. So, like, even I'm trying to keep up with what's going on right now. Yeah, that's the Zenyatta ultimate. I mean, we'll see if it works. I mean, get the kills. Yep. Seems worth it to me. Put a pedal up, and then you can bring your... You can tree. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that tree. The tree location, once again, I think you've misplaced a few of your trees. Like, for example, there, like, I think it would have been nicer to have it more for blocking line of sight. We talk about that, right? Like, you put this tree here. Yeah, it works. But, like, imagine putting a tree, like, right here. What does that tree do? Block some vision here, right? Look at the vision of the Widow. I want to show you this. Look at the vision of the Widow, right? Clear as day. But even if they tried to go for that, the point is that this is like the third time they've tried to do a tree ultimate, and it needs to go in a better spot, right? I know they didn't mean to put the tree here because of the boxes in the way. What I'm trying to get at here is more along the lines of, like, it's the third time where they've had an ultimate not go where they wanted to. So that clearly needs to be worked on, right? Like, I know what happened, right? Like, you went for the tree. It's like the same thing, like, when I use a Sojourn Disruptor shot and I throw it into a wall, I go, well, I know I'm hitting the wall because the projectile feels larger, but at the same time, I can't keep throwing it into a wall and not fix that on my Sojourn, right? So I'm more kind of pointing this out of where you probably just need to settle for a second and then put your tree down. So the idea is there, but, like, a lot of the time you said you panic ult it. That's what that was literally in the quotes of the submission. So it's like, you just need to take an extra second to make sure it goes to the right spot, because you've used a couple ultimates that I think could be much more way more advantageous. You put it right here, right? You put it around here. This line of sight for Widow is way better. Now, it might take an extra 1/10 of a second to do that, but it's better than putting it here. I know you didn't mean to put it here, but what I'm saying is you need to take an extra second to put it somewhere else, right? That makes sense? Okay, so what needs to happen here, the team just needs to settle, all right? The team just needs to settle. That's it. Apparently your team settled too hard, because I don't know what that whole sequence just was. I like how, like, you watched a hazard run in front of your whole team, and then got rolled. Everybody's dead there. That is an ultimate. I mean, thankfully they're overusing ults. Just get out. Yeah, you have no reason to stay there. Bastion's low on cart. Good job. You can't save your Mauga from going in there. Make sure to have a pedal ready here for your teammates. Maybe even try to take high ground in a second. Watch for your Zenyatta. I wouldn't even try to save your soldier. Watch for your Zen. Your Zen is way out of position. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Dude, your Zen, like... I can't believe they survived that whole sequence. I cannot believe that. Holy crap. Your Zen's not making it easy, that's for sure. So someone along the lines told them to play frontline Zen, and they took it serious. Bastion there. Make sure to use your ping if you haven't yet. Let people know. Okay, so you have a tree. So this next tree, what you would want to do is focus on a good location. Block line of sight. Make it annoying on their team to have to deal with it. Make it a game-winning ultimate, not like an ultimate that's there that might help. Like, use it for multiple reasons here. Whether it's line of sight, whether it's to buy time, whether it's something that will be helpful. Okay, you're Zen ulted. You don't need to do that yet. Just go into the Zen ult. Remember they have... Okay, now... Okay, you're blocking the main angle. I'm okay with that. The Widow, like, is getting blocked by the Mauga ultimate, and you're blocking any of the main angle. I'm okay with that ult location. And you see that there. Like... You can see it in, like, real time in the sense of, like, you're using your tree for cover. So that's why I get confused with a couple of the ult locations. And you did mention you kind of panic ulted, so you just use them to use them. I'm more along the lines of just looking at that and going, okay, like, there's a world here where you can make some pretty good plays. So, yeah. You said you hate Junkertown? See, I love and hate Junkertown. And the reason being is that I can play Sigma. So, like, I have really good Junkertown games. And then I have really bad games that they have a good Widow. Like, so, if I'm good on Sigma, I can take over a Junkertown, but if they have a Widow who's better than, like, the lobby, then they'll take over the lobby. So, that's where it's like a love-hate with Junkertown, you know? Yeah, the high ground's good here. I agree. Itchy. A couple on high ground. Nice heal. Teammates are out of position there. That's on your Widow. Your Widow keeps taking that angle, but, like, they know they're going to be isolated out. Okay, now you've lost track of your teammates to go for this Widow. What happens? Well, you lost multiple. Now, truthfully, you're probably not going to save your teammate's position in there. I would still like to see you focus a little bit on trying to make sure your team's okay in those spots. Granted, as I was saying, I think, you know, that was also kind of just your teammate's position and wasn't good for what they had. But little note here, some people will agree with this and some players might disagree, but don't be afraid to, like, put a pedal up into the air and then pull the soldier up into the air after the first kill. You'd be surprised at how much you can disrupt a, like just a team fight by doing that. I've had plenty of times where, like, I'll be like, okay, I can deal with this ultimate now, this is fine. Then like, the Lifeweaver pulls the soldier, and, like, you get confused by it, but then your teammates are angled out. I'm okay with that location of the tree. Nice job. How do you lose this? You don't lose it. Oh, my. Oh. You know what? That's just an even trade. I was sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I know this map goes longer because it was a 27-minute game. I'm like, there's no way they lose this, right? Like, they'll be fine. Nope. Okay, let's see how your attack goes.
I'm on fire.
Okay, your teammate's off of Zenyatta. There's a 1v1 happening in your back line. Good luck to whoever's in that duel. A soldier versus a Reaper, and it's still going. I couldn't tell you what's happening. Hi, Sully. Holy crap. Hi, buddy. Might be getting a little bit cold. I put the AC on earlier, so he's like, I want to go get some heat. Hi, bud. Yeah. All right, good job by your team. I'm definitely seeing what's happening right now. I can see people pushing cart, and that's it. I think there's a way to fix, like, the perk, where I can do that, and then it will show me their perks. Yep, there it is. You have to, like, switch the people on the point of view. Hey, buddy. Even team fight. Position in. You're a little bit out of position right there. Good job using your pedal. Yeah, use your cover. Like, right here is good cover for you. Like, don't be, like... That's why, by the way, right there, you see why? That's why I like having pedals out. Is because... And why I stressed it last time when you were playing Lifeweaver. Because that pedal right there probably saved the D.Va. And now that D.Va can win the team fight for you. Not even from just ultimates. D.Va won't be in the ult. You might lose your Lucio because of that, but you can... I would use your tree right away. Oh, no. Your team doesn't win this, do they? Actually, they might. Because the Mei is low. You have a soldier ultimate. Lifeweaver doesn't have tree yet. Sigma's low. Yeah, you should actually win that. I actually think your Lucio can get back, use beat, and then... Dude, this is a weird fight. This is weird. Yeah, you can tree. Definitely tree the cart. Good job. Dude, this is a sequence. I can't believe your team is still in this. Holy crap, this is a doozy. Your D.Va has mech back. You and your support are doing a good job keeping him alive. Don't be afraid to take your Lucio off card at one point if they get low. I think it's okay to save them. Do not pull your D.Va. Because your D.Va needs to be the statue on card. Good, Yeah, you have the right idea. Good job. Yep. Good job saving baby D.Va. Nice play. Huge play. Go on the point. Obviously, you're not looking up there because you're trying to go on the point. This is a duel. What the heck? How long has this been going for? Dude, why doesn't he do damage more? Listen, if you can tell me where there was good opportunity to do damage there, let me know. Because I didn't see any opportunity to do damage. And we have seen them go for damage. We have seen them go for damage. So unless there's something I'm missing right there, you tell me. Because that was just like, you couldn't stop healing. Hi, buddy. Yeah, we're just watching. Oh, wow. Thank you. That was like drool all over me. Thank you, buddy. He must have been drooling when I was petting him, because he just, whenever he did that, there was... Okay. You said with the tree up, most of his teammates were full. He had every opportunity to do damage. I mean, maybe we see it differently on that one, but like, I'll be real with you. Like, if that was... I don't know. Nice job getting away. Good DM. Because, like, when they got back with the tree, if I recall correctly, that was when the Lucio was forced to beat. The Lifeweaver has the tree, and then you just need to keep your tank alive. If you start the DPS, the moment you stop basically pocketing your tank, there's a good chance the tank falls over. Like, you can't fully rely on the tree there, so what you're doing is you're making sure they stay alive. At least it's all, like, obviously playstyle, like, preference, so, like, you could be right in the sense of, like, they could have done some damage. But I think at that point, you're more looking along the lines of just trying to keep your tank alive as long as you can. Because otherwise, you're just going to end up losing it if you don't, like, the moment you look away, especially when it's 3v5, you're going to fall over. But, you know, there could have been damage timing. Don't be afraid to use your tree here. Remember, you can use it for line of sight. You can use it to block a hook. Good ult. There you go.
Enjoying the view?
There's tree.
Apologies.
Pop your tree. Job. You're out of your tree. If they recognize this, they might be able to go for a kill. Thankfully, it was only the Lucio. He'll be able to go through, get more value out of the tree. Trying to survive. They're all diving you now. Teammates are still low. You got to keep healing. Yep. There you go. Okay. Well, I would say that's a really good push. I would say that's a really good push. Okay. Can they pick up the win here, chat? We'll find out. Let's go. Let's go. Pushing the team. Playing an angle. Good heals. Yeah, you're trying your best here too. I see it. Good cover, by the way. This is right here is like good position and good cover, good play. Like the way you're playing this is correct, and the more you do this, the better you're gonna be. I do want to point that part out. Like I feel like you've done a very good job with your position at times, and it's really good to see. Like it is winning you team fights and keeping you in these team fights a lot longer. So, no, damn it! I think what we need to do is, one, you need to start thinking about, like, you mentioned that you panic your ultimate sometimes, right? And I think what you need to do is you need to recognize that even more and just time it better. Think about, like, line of sight. How can this tree not only help with my healing my teammates, but can effectively take some of their players out of the team fight? And I really think you should start thinking that way. You're going to get a lot better. I love that you're using your pedal more. Don't be afraid to do more of the pedal pulls, like with your teammates, like create more fun plays. Like, for example, like the Soldier 76 that was running around after a certain point, if they're not getting any value, pedal them up, see what happens. Maybe you get an extra kill. Either way, they're going to be in a safe spot. Outside of that, I mean, you had a lot of really good play. Obviously, you can find more opportunities for damage. I'm not going to say, you know, when in those fights, but like I think you can find a little more opportunity. And if you keep doing that, I think you're going to keep climbing. We saw a lot of good out of your Lifeweaver, but I definitely think your ultimate part is a part of the problem. So I want to see more of that, and just keep tuning that positioning. You had moments where you had great positioning, and you could see why it was good. You had other moments where you just you strayed towards the middle of the fight. Prioritize positioning. You keep doing that, you'll keep climbing. So you do that, you got this. You absolutely got this. But now the next part is, what rank are they? And initially, they started Bronze 2 17 months ago. Then they were Silver 4. It's been a while since then. I'm going to say Plat 4. So I think you've climbed a lot. When I look at this game, I don't feel like it's quite going into those diamond level lobbies yet, right? So like, what I mean by that is if you get to like the higher part of Plat, you're more than likely going to end up in a situation where you're going to get diamond games sometimes too. So I'm going to go with like Plat 4. Is there a world where they're in gold? Absolutely. There's a world where that could happen, like based on how this game played, how scuffed it became. There is a world that is gold. But at the same time, it could be the bottom, like half of Plat, which is going to be more gold games with the Plat, right? So it's like there's a world where that could be that. But we'll see. My guess is Plat 4, and their rank is... Plat 4. Feels good, man. We're pretty good at these. We're sometimes accurate. Yeah. Really what goes on there is like this. They clearly mechanically have gotten better. They're using their abilities, right? That's what I see. But then I look at it and I go, we literally just watched a Where Are They Now video where, like, you know, you can kind of see when you're towards the top end of Plat, when you get into the diamond lobbies, it plays a lot differently. So I see this and I go, mechanically, I'm thinking Plat, but I think it's going to be towards the tail end of Plat because it's more of a gold lobby, right? So either way, that's a great climb. You've made a lot of progress, and honestly, you keep following all the like the stuff we talk about. I think you're going to keep getting better because we've seen you improve, and I think you can continue to improve as you keep going. So good job. You know, take some of the advice on that one. Keep at it. Keep applying that, and you got this. You absolutely got this. If you liked the video, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to all my YouTubes. If you haven't, leave a comment. All that helps. You want to submit your own spectating, the description below. My Discord, that's where you do that. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat below the webcam. Also stream on YouTube. So stop by if you haven't. With that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day / night.